Having a scarcity mindset is something that can hold you back from just progressing, making progress, man. Um, it's definitely something that's hard to overcome, something that's hard to shake, something that's hard to break out of. But once you break out of it, I'm telling you, you'll feel that weight lifted off your shoulders. So yeah, YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Nate J, back with another video, back in the vault. As y'all see by that title, we're going to be talking about scarcity mindset, checking out some TikTok clips of about scarcity mindset, man. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to waste any time, man. We're going to dive right into it. So let's check out this first clip.
I suffer from scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is like feeling like it's not enough and you're always in survival mode. It doesn't matter, like life could be going great, your finances can be amazing. It's like I don't trust money to come back, even though it always has. And so it puts you in a place of like always anxious, always stressed, whatever. So going into this new year, I told myself that I'm not going to do that. Also, when you have a lot of like financial obligations open, it could intensify the feeling. So what I'm doing is I'm taking out $20,000 from my savings, and I'm paying my rent up some. I'm paying some producers that I'm working with on a song. I'm paying some marketing people. I'm paying my therapist. I'm paying my car note and my insurance and stuff up, and just any other little small little loopholes that I probably have not filled in. I'm paying all of them, right? Oh, I pay some of my debt off. That's what I forgot. But yeah, and I'm choosing to do it for my peace. I'm choosing to do it because I no longer want to live in scarcity mindset, and I'm choosing to believe that it's going to come back because it always has. And actually, it's going to come back tenfold. God is going to bless me tenfold because not only am I surrendering, but I'm doing something for myself that's going to help me spiritually and mentally. And I'm not looking at the monetary value of losing $20,000. I'm actually like, hey, this $20,000 is going to bring me peace. This $20,000 is going to allow me to be less anxious, allow me to be less on edge, allow me to be less overwhelmed. And I'm just going to go into this new year with a fresh start, fresh mindset. I suffered from scarcity.
Yeah, man. I definitely was there at one point. I still struggle with it sometimes. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like I'm broken free from scarcity mindset, but it was definitely bad. When I first started my debt free journey, my wealth building journey, I was like very like bound to holding on to money, or just being scared of the thought of being financially free, because I've always been programmed in my mind to, oh, I have to have a bill to be paying. I always have to have like unlimited amounts of bills to be paying, a month. When in reality, that's what was holding me back. So once I started to get rid of like my debt and all that stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I had the little anxious feeling like she was talking about, that little anxious feeling of, yo, that's one bill that I don't have to pay. And in my mind, I'm like, it don't feel right because I normally pay these bills and stuff like that, but breaking out of that scarcity mindset over time has been truly eye opening, I'll say, and also freeing, because it's helping me see life from a different perspective. On one side of the spectrum, I was looking at life as being confined in this box of having the golden handcuffs on my wrist. You know what I'm saying? Um, but as I'm transitioning out of that side of it to the other side of freedom and financial freedom and peace of mind, I'm starting to see the lights a lot better. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful to get on that other side, like the other side of being in debt all the time and having that scarcity mindset of once you get money, like you need to hold on to it because that was another reason why I was so like behind, because I was scared to take a percentage of my money, not even all my money, but a small percentage of my money, and put it into investments and stuff like that. Investing into my YouTube channels, investing in my stock portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So once I broke out of that, and I'm like, yo, it's either now or never. Like, it's either you start investing now and stop holding on to the money and keeping it in your bank, which my regular bank would charge fees, like outrageous fees for me to have my money inside of my accounts. You know, it's like, yo, why not just take that money and put it in something that's going to help it grow over time? You know, so yeah, I'm sorry for rambling, but I just wanted to say that, man. But yeah, great point that she made, though. Let's get to the next clip.
When you hang around people that's always complaining about money and all these bills that they gotta pay, your money will start looking funny. Like, when you hang around people that's always complaining about money and all these bills that they gotta pay, your money will start looking funny. Like,
Yeah. Hey, that is so true. That is so true. I thought this clip was longer, but yeah, hey, she didn't have to say too much, man. Like, once I started to separate myself and remove myself from conversations that had a negative backdrop of, like with them, like my mindset started to shift tremendously. You know, once I started to separate myself, once I started to change my vocabulary and my outlook on how I looked at money, because like I said, for a long time, pretty much for a majority of my life, I looked at money as something that was to be held on to. Once you get it, once you get a large lump sum of money, like, hey, hold on to it, you know, and never let it go. You know, but but once I broke out of that mindset, like I said earlier, you know, once I broke out of that mindset, and once I started to remove myself from, you know, different environments and different conversations, and getting myself around people that thought differently, then that's when I started to change my whole like perspective on like money, and not just money, but just life in general. You know, having a positive outlook on life. You know, you don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to be skeptical all the time. You know, it's okay to take risks. It's okay to take smart, calculated risks, right? Right, but yeah, man, like, get out of those environments where people are just like complaining all the time. Like, bro, it got to a point where I'm like, yo, I can't, bro. I'm just about to, and I don't block people, but I got to the point where I just don't pick up the phone. I don't text back. Hey, and it's not to say that everybody, because I pretty much like don't answer the phone or text back. Like, if not right off back, it's not for everybody, but I just love protecting my peace, you know. And if I have to separate myself to protect my peace, if I have to move myself or remove myself from around people that have a negative outlook on life all the time, like, it's never positive. That, like, they don't think positive about nothing. It's always they have to complain about something. Like, you can walk outside and say, hey, the sky is blue today and it looks great, and then they say, well, tomorrow, you know, it's gonna rain and it's gonna be cold again. Like, bro, come on. Like, you know, like, come on, man. Like, get yourself like from around those negative people that complain all the time about something. Like, they have to find something negative about any and everything, you know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the last clip.
My dad used to keep this much money in his checking account at all times, and when I asked him why, he would say it's really safe in your bank account and you want to have this money just in case. In fact, my dad was so obsessed with saving money to the point where he wouldn't spend money on the things that could actually improve our lives, so he would often eat frozen meals when he could afford to eat out, We would leave the heater off in the winter, and he sacrificed a lot of his own comfort and experiences in order to hoard more money. He grew up very poor during a war-torn time in China, and he never wanted to go through that again, nor did he want his family to. So as a result, this developed, I think, into a scarcity mindset around money. I would eventually inherit this mindset, and for years I hoarded cash just like my dad, and I didn't start investing until I was the age of 26 because I was terrified of losing it. Once I educated myself more on personal finance though, I realized that the bigger opportunity cost was simply not investing. So I had to shift my mindset to abundance, and that's something still that I work on to this day. I decided to keep 6 months of my expenses in cash as my emergency fund, but everything else I would invest into the market. And that felt really scary at first, but over time that money has grown in ways that cash sitting in a bank account just could never do that. So when I looked at the data, I realized that the market on average returns 8 to 10% per year since 1926, and I've learned to really trust that data. This is my favorite chart ever. It shows the results of the last 20 years investing $2,000 a year with 4 different types of investing style. The first 3 investors invested in stocks while the last one kept it in cash, and the worst performer here is of course the person who stayed in cash. He or she only had 64K at the end of 20 years, while all the others ended up with at least 140K. So let me know if you have a scarcity mindset as well, and if you do, make sure you don't make the same mistake that I did, which was leave all your money in cash. Make sure to put it to work, especially after you've established your emergency fund. My dad used to keep...
Yeah, man. Currently in the process of, building my emergency fund and things like that, man. But like I said earlier, I would hold on to money all the time, like he was talking about his dad, But your money is better off being a soldier for you and making more money for you, or being an employee for you and making more money for you, So put it in a high yield savings account, put it into a Roth IRA, 401k, like let your money work for you instead of you working for it. Because that's how I thought I was going to get rich a long time ago, was the harder I work, the more money that I would make, you know what I'm saying? But it's actually the opposite. The more that you put your money to work for you, the more you'll get back in return, and you're not breaking your back doing it, Of course, in the beginning, you're going to have to, make money to put in to your investment accounts and things like that, but once the foundation is set, the workload becomes less, and that's what I'm learning as of right now. In my 20s, I was, learning about investing, but I was working hard. I'm still working hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still in my early 30s, but, the workload is lighter now. I'll say that. It's still hard work. It's still hard work, but, yeah, like I said, in my 20s, I didn't have a goal. I didn't really have like a set direction that I was that I wanted to move in. I was just going with the flow, so to speak. But now that I have a clear vision, a clear goal, a clear path that God has given me, now, like, I see it now. Now the work isn't just in vain. Now it's actually going towards something, So, yeah, man. So yeah, this video was quick for sure. But yeah, I just wanted to, drop this video off to you guys and, get you guys' opinion about scarcity mindset. So leave your comments down below about scarcity mindset, your perspective. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. If y'all made it just find the video, like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We're currently getting off the ground, man. So hey, it's only up from here, man. It's only up from here, man. So thank you to everybody that's been watching, liking the videos, and subscribing, all that good stuff, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So now with that being said, it's your boy Nate J signing out of the vault. Deuces.